Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bitcoin News with the Fast Facts. Bitcoin is back to $57,000. The Crypto for Harris town hall, it had a pretty interesting outcome. The US government has moved 10,000 Bitcoin potentially to trade. Iran's central bank had been hit by a major cyber attack. We'll dive into that. Elizabeth Warren, she's back with a very important message, a PSA for everyone. Something interesting about Apple, they've opened up their tap-to-pay iPhone chip for crypto, which may be extremely beneficial for Bitcoin. Shout out to everyone watching live and watching the replay this morning. Diving straight in, Jameson Lopp today marks 53 years the US government temporarily suspending the gold standard, kicking off the beginning of Clown World. 53 years ago today, all the chaos that we are seeing now in the markets started to take place. Diving straight into the price, did drop to under 57,000. We are just back above at 57,018 cents exactly. I was looking through the charts the last 24 hours, down and to the right. The last 7 days, 1 month, 3 month are all down and to the right. If we zoom out to 1 year, this is the trend of Bitcoin. It does go up and to the right over time. Short-term big volatility. Great opportunity to be stacking sats. 59,800 was the high, 56,646 was the low in the last 24 hours. Quick, we'll come back to Iran, but a massive cyber attack has taken out Iran's central bank and their entire banking system. ATMs across the country are down. The unknown state actors have leaked account information and balances online, the largest cyber attack ever against Iran. Elizabeth Warren, quick PSA for everyone this morning.
You ever wonder how your grandparents bought a home for 7 raspberries, but you can't afford a 1-bedroom apartment? It's not you. We're facing a national shortage of 7 million homes, and renters and buyers are having to deal with the consequences. The government needs to tackle this crisis head on, just like we helped people afford their homes decades ago. So I have a bill that would lower rents by 10% and would help first-time homebuyers get a foot in the door. It's time to get this done.
Wowee. 7, what was it at the start? 7 raspberries. And the government's going to come in here and fix everything. I like the proposed community note. The rising house cost is due to overregulation and dollar supply inflation. But the government's going to fix it. They're the people that caused the problem. The same phenomenon has been well documented in Germany in the early 1920s with today's political actors. I like that. Political actors making the exact same false claims and worsening the crisis with the same misguided policies. Another one, there isn't a housing shortage in America. There are over 15 million vacant homes in America. People move into big population centers, making prices of homes there and giving people discounts will only make prices go up more. Another one, Poetic Kiwi. Oh, sorry, that's for another post. The government, they don't have a real good track record of fixing things. The only thing that we can do is take 100% self-responsibility for the money, stack those sats, absolutely chill, and not worry, because they're not going to fix anything, and they're probably going to make it worse. Now, Crypto for Harris town hall happened yesterday. Wednesday's Crypto for Harris town hall showed that Democrats have finally engaged with the industry. Do we believe him this time? Elizabeth Warren, Gary Gensler, Operation Choke Point 2.0, what they've done to this industry over the last couple of years has been absolutely devastating. Now they're after some votes. They're starting to engage. I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts for everyone. And shout out to everyone watching live. Jason Mercer, Mick Lovin in the house, Mike, Johnny Midas, Elaine, good to see you this morning. So, Wednesday's Crypto for Harris town hall showed the Democrats are finally engaged with the industry. Couple of things. I've got both sides, the left and the right swing of this, I suppose. The big news from the Crypto for Harris town hall Wednesday night is that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is going to try to pass a crypto bill through the upper chamber by the end of the year. Congress has a responsibility to provide common sense and sound regulation on crypto, and we need your support to make sure that any proposal is bipartisan. He told the online group, which was assembled to prove that Democrats are engaged on crypto issues this election year. to be decided, in my opinion. But of course, the background here is that Democrats haven't exactly been engaged on crypto for a long time. Biden admin has said little publicly on the issue, but has quietly backed a host of crypto unfriendly actions through the Department of Treasury and by proxy the SEC. Senator Elizabeth Warren, there's that name again, that person, a close ally of SEC Chair Gary Gensler, is widely seen to have driven the admin crypto policy, which has involved a host of aggressive enforcement actions against the industry, while offering few clear guidelines as to what is and isn't permissible when dealing in digital assets in the United States. Couple more things. The big question is, what will it take for the Democrats to prove to crypto folk that they are serious about a policy reset? Favorable regulation, I suppose. Pretty hard to believe them at this late stage in the election cycle, but it's unclear at this stage exactly what might be included in Schumer's bill. Partisanship seems at least possible. Couple of people chiming in. Patrick McHenry, I welcome Senator Schumer's interest in digital asset legislation to protect consumers and foster innovation. House has done its work by passing the bipartisan FIT 21 with 2/3 voting and support back in May. Couple of other people I like. Caitlin Long, following the town hall, Custodia Bank Caitlin Long said she was willing to reserve judgment on who might lead policy making in a Harris administration. This is her tweet here. I just heard something credible about Kamala Harris. Warrenite left-wingers are claiming to be her economics crypto advisors, but may not actually be. It's silly season, folks. So much jockeying and gaslighting. A Dem official asked me to hold judgment. I'll be fair and wait for the facts. We'll keep you updated on that one. Reuters here. Should have had this back at the top. But crypto Democrats rally behind Harris campaign and push for policy revamp. Billionaire Mark Cuban, Wall Street financier Anthony Scaramucci, and Congressman Adam Schiff were among a group of crypto advocates who called on Kamala, let me know was one or two right, to reset the Democratic Party's policy on digital assets ahead of the November election. And Wednesday night, the new group, Crypto for Harris, convened its first virtual gathering, well done to them, to discuss how it can support the vice president's electoral campaign, while also calling for Harris to end the Biden admin's crackdown on the cryptocurrency industry. Three more things. And a sign of how urgently crypto has become an election issue. Well done to everyone out there stacking sats, chilling. You've got the power now, and these people are pandering to you. Well done. Senator, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer appeared and said he wanted to pass the crypto bill this year without elaborating. We can't afford to continue to sit on the sidelines because then we risk crypto going overseas, he said. Money will go where it is treated best. Adds, the group is not affiliated with the Harris campaign, which is yet to take a stance on cryptocurrencies and declined to comment for the story. Crypto for Harris is part of a growing effort by Democrats and others in the crypto industry to push nonpartisanship rather than hitch their wagon to Republican nominee Donald Trump, who has courted crypto donors with promises of friendly policies. That effort also suggests some cryptocurrencies are hedging their bets as Harris gains on Trump in some polls. Are those polls real? But Trump or Harris, it does not really matter. There's no right, there is no blue, there is the state, and then there is you. Please just stack those sats, hold it in self-custody. Don't worry about the nonsense and vote for whoever is going to leave you alone the most. At the same time this is going on, the US government has moved 10,000 Bitcoin over to Coinbase. Couple of things that I found pretty interesting in regards to it is about $590 million of the Silk Road Bitcoin to Coinbase. It's unlikely to be sold according to this one analyst here. So the government could also be looking to custody or trade. When did the US government get into trading Bitcoin? Based on a recent partnership with Coinbase Prime. The US government has transferred nearly $600 million worth of Bitcoin to Coinbase, unlikely to transform into selling pressure. We've got those numbers. This does not mean the 10K Bitcoin has already been sold. Last month, the US Marshal Service, an agency under the US Department of Justice, announced a partnership with Coinbase Prime to safeguard and trade large digital assets. It's a little bit strange. Is this usual? Is anyone in the States watching it? Is it usual for the government to trade assets like that apart from through the Fed at the desk. Be weird here in Australia, that's for sure. After all, Coinbase is the primary custodian for US ETFs, and it's a possibility the US government entrusted the Bitcoin to Coinbase just for safekeeping. Based on the current price, and why was keeping it in whatever cold storage setup they had before insufficient now, and they're moving it over? Based on the current price performance, while there is a possibility of it being sold in the market, it is not very likely. And it's 10,000 coins. It's very little even if so. And we have come down a little bit. It's a great opportunity to be able to smack that buy button. This down, what, $3,000 today? Absolutely nothing. We'll get those $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 drops, but we'll also get the pumps as well. They are coming. We have been going sideways for a very long time, but patience will be rewarded. Now, I bring up cyber attacks because we've heard about cyber attacks from the World Economic Forum since last year. We've been talking about it, that this year there'd be heightened. We've seen some major ones already. And here's another one. Iran central bank crippled in a massive cyber attack. Major cyber attack has targeted the central bank of Iran and several other banks, causing widespread disruptions in the company's banking system, according to a report by Iran International. So they're a news outlet aligned with the Iranian opposition, said the scale and impact of the attack suggests it could be one of the largest cyber attacks on Iran's state infrastructure to date. Well, this morning. The incident occurs against backdrop of rising tensions in the Middle East and international pressure on Iran. A little bit more context here. Massive cyber attack at rocks the central bank of Iran. Computer systems are paralyzed. According to reports, all the computer systems of the banks in Iran were paralyzed following the cyber attack. The central bank of Iran and other banks were targeted on Wednesday as part of a significant cyber attack that's led to widespread disruption in the country banking system. That was that report there that first came out. A signal to Iran. Cyber attack is most likely a signal from the Western countries to Iran that is conveying a message that demonstrates how Iran can be harmed. When they want to attack you at a nation state level or an individual level, they'll either try cancel you, silence your voice, get rid of your freedom of speech, and then they'll come after your money there. If the money is in a bank, it's an IOU to you, it's not your money. If they're holding Bitcoin, as long as the mobile phone network is still going, they would have been right, those people, to be able to transact. There are obviously Bitcoin satellites up in space as well. If it was to be a total shutdown, there are ways still to access it. The reason I bring this up is you need to take 100% self-responsibility. This is why I'm not an advocate for the ETFs. I can see the value for pension funds, things like that. Please hold your Bitcoin in self-custody. It's when your money becomes your money. It's the only time ever that you're actually allowed to hold real money. If you need any help, the best people in the business to be able to walk you through that journey, to be able to educate you, to have confidence within yourself, to be able to custody your own funds, whether it's single sig, multi-sig, help you out with inheritance planning, the Bitcoin way, 25 years cybersecurity experience, the best within Bitcoin. I've done many shows with Tony, the co-founder of the Bitcoin way. The team's absolutely incredible. I talk with them every couple of days and they're always tweaking things. Best bit, first 30 minutes is free. There's a link at the top of the description. Just have a chat if you're struggling with anything, whether it's running a node or you just need to go that next step. De-Google your phone. The guys, they really know their stuff. Worth reaching out to them. This is pretty interesting. And what I find really interesting about this is Apple had the Bitcoin white paper in their Macs for like 5 years and it went unnoticed. And they're talking about crypto here, and that's got the marketing department behind it, but there's going to be some really incredible innovations within Bitcoin that utilize this. And I think this can lead to mass adoption over time if they keep it going, if it starts succeeding and they don't shut it down after it gets market share. What they're doing, Apple opens the iPhone payment chip to third parties for the first time, making Bitcoin and crypto tap to pay possible. just going to make Bitcoin adoption accelerate. Apple's NFC upgrade paves the way for USDC tap to pay on iPhone, Circle CEO says. So this is an article from really about USDC, but you can apply this to Bitcoin. You can apply it to any digital asset. Unfortunately, the same thing you can apply to CBDCs as well. And I wonder if that's why this has come out and they'll push the CBDCs more and more. And look how easy these things are. Anyway, August 14, Apple revealed it will now permit third-party applications to use its near-field communication. Near-field communication is NFC technology for transactions. This update will allow alternative payment systems to compete with Apple Pay, iPhone's dominant payment option. One thing that's pretty interesting, with this version, developers can use NFC contactless transactions through the secure element in their apps independent of Apple Pay and the Apple Wallet. According to Alia, iOS wallet supporting USDC, replace that with Bitcoin, could streamline payments by allowing devices to exchange transaction information through a simple tap. For instance, point-of-sale system could communicate the iPhone blockchain address, payment amount prompting the user to confirm the transaction using Face ID, or another authentication method. App would then process the payment via blockchain. Pretty interesting. We'll see how that develops over time. I brought this up, just did a quick search, but this is an old one from April 6, 2023. The Bitcoin white paper is apparently hiding in Apple's modern Mac OS. About April last year, I did make a video in regards to this, but Apple's Mac device had apparently been hiding the Bitcoin white paper for up to 5 years. Pretty interesting story. April 5 blog post from technologist Andy Bayo, we'll go with, I'm probably butchering that, but revealed that a PDF of the Bitcoin white paper is apparently shipped with every copy of Mac OS since Mojave in 2018. Bayo told Cointelegraph that he was just trying to fix my printer and scan a document with the wireless scanner when a device called Virtual Scanner 2 appeared that he had never seen before. By default, Virtual Scanner 2 showed a photo, but when Bayo changed the media type from photo to document, Nakamoto's white paper appeared. Gonna see, maybe not today, you've got a whole lot of painting to be able to do, but over the weekend I want to see if it's still on my Mac there, but they were hiding. I wonder, there's Bitcoiners everywhere, but I wonder if they put it there intentionally for everyone as a little Easter egg. They are known to put out Easter eggs. We'll see. But I think this will be pretty cool as time goes past if they keep it open. Most important time, we are at block height 856,947, the exchange rate 57,051. Sats per USD, it's gone up. Nice. Sweet deal today, 1,753, the market cap 1.13. Last block nearly half an hour ago, the average blocks have come down. It's like 10 minutes 30 2 days ago when we're looking. Now it's under 9 minutes at 8 minutes 55 seconds. The previous adjustment 4% down in the last 24 hours. It's just amazing how beautiful Bitcoin just runs. It's like a well-oiled machine. This may be one reason why Bitcoin dropped. It's actually a very bullish. Rate cuts are coming where, back up to $57,389. These little moves, hopefully they're not phasing you. Hopefully you're getting used to buying, smashing that red buy button, because we're going to have big days. Say it like runs all the way up to 150 really quickly, drops down to 120. You don't want to get shaken out at that stage, depending on where we are in the market. It may pump up to 200K from there, but if you panic sell because we had a $30,000 drop, definitely weren't prepared for it. So hopefully everyone is, because those days, in my opinion, are coming. I don't think they'll be that long. September, October, November may have a pretty good Christmas. Rate cuts in September, elections in November. It's lining up to be very, very interesting. Then it depends, I guess, a little bit short term on the outcome of the election. At the end of the day, one Bitcoin's one Bitcoin. The thing is going up and to the right forever. But first mover Americans, Bitcoin drops under 58K after the US CPI data. Let's scroll down. So much of the drop came after the US July CPI figures were released late Wednesday. The CPI increased by 2.9% year on year as expected, the first time it has risen less than 3%. since 2021. So inflation's dropping from 3 to 2.9%. And so everything is now sorted. Jerome Powell is saying if they wait for 2%, then it's going to be a very, very long time before they cut rates. So they're already programming people that they are coming. It's priced in, I think, about 99% at the moment. But US listed spot Bitcoin ETFs record 81 million in net outflows on Wednesday and the 2-day positive streak. This is pretty fascinating. So GBDC registered 56 mil in outflows, which was the highest. Fidelity's FBDC, 18 million. ArcB and Bitwise lost 6.7 million and 5.7 million respectively. But Franklin Templeton's EZBC and BlackRock's IBIT, with only products with net inflows, add an accumulative $6 million. Franklin Templeton and BlackRock customers have probably been educated really well on this. They're very consistent with that. So do with that information what you will, but Wall Street and the bigger players are holding onto it through their customers. Just a PSA, not related to Bitcoin, but the new Mpox vaccine maker is ready to produce 10 million doses. It's so interesting that this is ready. Emergency gets declared yesterday, and they're already coming out with a vaccine. Eerily similar again, I guess, to 2020. Hopefully not too many people are fooled by it. I think they're going to change the definition really quickly. It's just maybe worth taking a little bit of time to step back and wait till all the data comes out before you make your own decision of what you're putting into your body. If it's untested, and we have seen the repercussions of what happened in the scamdemic, maybe this isn't, maybe this is legit, but I'll leave that to you to decide. Definitely got my own strong opinions. If anyone's been watching for a while, we've been warning about this since late last year. They were talking about it, cybersecurity attacks, another pandemic, scamdemic, whatever you'd like to call it. It is here, maybe just in time as well for it to be able to circulate around the world leading into the elections in late Q4. But Danish drug maker Bavarian Nordic is prepared to produce up to 10 million doses of the Mpox vaccine by 2025 after the WHO declared a surge in the virus in Africa a global health emergency. The company, which has had 500,000 doses in stocks, await. Maybe it's been tested. Maybe this thing has gone through rigorous trials. Maybe it's been around for a very long time. Maybe Mpox didn't just come out of nowhere. It's just something that's resurfaced at this time coincidentally. But 500k doses and stock awaits orders before beginning production. Shares rose 8% after the announcement, following a 12% jump the previous day. African CDC plans to deploy over 200,000 doses across Africa. Its cases have surged 160% this year. I think there's about 19 people globally at this stage. They're reporting it on the same way as well, putting out pictures, and they're gamifying it to get people really to be able to pay attention. Just feels like the same playbook to me, but I'll leave that one with you. That's the news. If you're hanging around for a banter, well done. If you're tuning out, smash the subscribe button and the notification bell. We do go live 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. But shout out to everyone on this glorious morning. How good is it? $57,500. I'll take that any day. Johnny Midas in the house. Let's go up to the top. Jason Mercer, how are you this morning, mate? McLovin. I like this. McLovin, I went past the car the other day with McLovin number plates. How good is that, Mike? G'day, guns. Guys, sure the government is going to fix this. 100%. Elizabeth Warren's going to come in there and just make everything right again. They're going to put in regulation, more red tape. Everything's going to get a whole lot better with Senator Lizzie Dizzy in charge. I tried to get a photo, but he was slick. From the government, I'm here to help. 100%, Mike. Elaine, good morning. Good to see you. Johnny Midas, everyone's just so lovely in the chat. Habib, good to see you this morning. Gee, what could go wrong? 100%. How did the ceiling go? Still on it, nearly finished. I'm ripping the whole roof of the studio down next week, replacing it. It's got that like gyprock roof, and there's a whole lot of humidity. I walked in one day and there's a big bubble. This was, I don't know, a long time ago at the start of the year. Pushed it up and it just collapsed, and I've replaced it and the roof's all sealed and stuff. But I just want to change the whole roof to that like fiber concrete sheeting. So next week will probably be, not next week, the week after, a couple of days, we will be streaming from the garage, unfortunately, while this whole place gets teared down. But it's happening. The part politicians don't realize is they don't change Bitcoin. Bitcoin changes them. And I guess they're starting to see that. And I think it's really good. Like, finally, Bitcoiners have been proven right. But over time, as your purchasing power within Bitcoin goes, and you, as a person, you just don't give, without, I'm going to swear, heads up, fair warning, without being like just, I'll try not to. Without being staunch within yourself, it's very hard to be able to push back against the psyop that's going on. As your purchasing power goes up with Bitcoin, you just start to not give a fuck in regards to the psyop, the clown world. And when they're saying the nonsense and you've got all this pressure and they're pandering to us for our votes, you can just be like, no, that's absolute bullshit. That's horseshit. You need to do something else. If you want my vote, this is what you need to do. And we're starting to see that as well. It'll be pretty interesting to see what Harris does. Kamala. I truly don't know how to say her name. But either way, the politicians, they're not going to fix anything, I don't think, at the end of the day. It just feels, I don't know, it feels too far gone. I think I'm with Eric Case and just burn it all down. Is there any other way? Money is like water. Leave it alone. It will naturally flow accordingly, depending on resistance or lack of. G'day, Sean. Good to see you this morning. Joe, smash like, please, everyone. Show some appreciation for Sean's informative morning news. Thank you very much, Jason. I wouldn't think that asset seizures could be used to trade. That's gambling with the people's money. I think they're only approved to steal. Yeah. I guess he who writes the laws makes the gold, hey? Crypto Gator, hi Sean, hey everyone. Gator, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Believe Gator's been in and out for a very long time. Ava's Temple of Consciousness, Mind, Myth, and Magic. What a name. There is no way for the Harris to win the hearts and minds of Bitcoiners. I don't think so. I think Elizabeth Warren, Gary Gensler have just been so bad in the industry for so long. Unfortunately, I feel like they have all the mainstream news behind, and they are totally gaslighting people and programming, just misinforming people. I guess both parties are trying to do that, discredit the other one. They've got to maybe a louder voice, which it seems, and Google, I don't know if it's true, but it sounds like Google was messing with the search results to show that Harris was doing way better than what she was and showing misleading information. So how true that is, I don't know. But if they are going down to dirty tactics that bad, probably still happening on both sides. But goes to show you. Only S-coiners don't thumbs up for Sean. Johnny Midas, appreciate you. Helping to spread the message. Sound money is a noble action. I think it's the most important. They're going to print money forever. Whatever really happens short term, like Bitcoin being at 57,000 or 70,000 or 100,000, 150,000. Long term, I believe it's still going to be cheap. And I plan to hold Bitcoin forever because they're going to print money forever. There's no other option. Since 53 years ago today, the US dollar's lost 96% of its value. Until it burns or goes into hyperinflation, like that's the US dollar, and the Australian dollar's lost even more against it. And there's places like Lebanon gone to total hyperinflation. It's just the natural state of where fiat currencies go. So I think it is really insanely important to be able to understand Bitcoin and do everything you can, not to trade Bitcoin or just trade everything else for Bitcoin to get as much as possible in self-custody. So when there's cyber attacks going on, you've got money to be able to spend, money to be able to survive. Also, it's not subject to the theft of the government through inflation. Lucky for us, Bitcoin doesn't need anyone. Everyone needs Bitcoin. 100% everyone needs Bitcoin. It's beneficial to hold Bitcoin. It's just the mindset of going from Bitcoin's the money I'm saving in Bitcoin instead of, the price is moving, I'm scared, I'm going to sell. Or going into the FOMO and stuff and acting irrational, because it'll probably happen the opposite way around as well. Endless conspiracies, all of them. How long for a conspiracy to be from fiction to fact? What, like 4 weeks these days? I really hate drywall. It's absolutely horrible. Gypsum board, Fiat construction material. I don't know why they just don't make all walls roofing out of that concrete sheet, and it's not crazy amount of money, and compared to when they're building a house, it wouldn't really be that much extra. Last a whole lot longer, but it is what it is. I'll do it myself. Google, shocking, 100% Knox bill in the house. Good to see everyone this morning. If you haven't already, smash the like button, get the message out there, tag us on Twitter, share the video, say g'day, have a beautiful weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Please do something nice for yourself, for somebody else. Have a beautiful day. Get some sun, eat some steak, go for a walk in the sand. Whatever it is, make sure you're stacking sats. Be blessed. Peace.